Hey there, my friend. How wonderful to connect with you again. Have you ever paused, looked back at your life's tapestry, and wondered how to weave in even more peace and lasting happiness into these golden years? As we journey further along life's path, past the milestone of 70, it's natural, even vital, to reflect on what truly nourishes our souls and how we can live each day with genuine joy and purpose. That's precisely what I want to explore with you today. I've been thinking a lot about a topic close to my heart: peace and happiness after 70. Letting go of these 5 things will change your life. In this video, we'll gently unpack how releasing certain burdens, things we might not even realize we're carrying, can unlock a depth of joy and tranquility you might not have thought possible. Think of it as decluttering your heart and mind to make room for more sunshine. Life after 70 isn't about slowing down, it's about savoring the journey with a richer understanding. Our experiences, the hard, earned wisdom we've gathered, and our capacity for love and profound understanding, these haven't diminished with age, they've only deepened, like a fine wine maturing over time. Yet, so many of us inadvertently carry unnecessary baggage. This weighs us down, clouds our perspective, and prevents us from fully embracing the beauty and potential of this extraordinary chapter. Letting go isn't about losing something valuable, it's about gaining immeasurable freedom. It's about shedding unnecessary weight to feel lighter, more agile, and filled with a renewed sense of purpose. It's about rediscovering the simple joys and appreciating the precious gift of each new day. So, let's begin. Let's dive right in, shall we? And let's start with something that I suspect will resonate deeply with many of you: the burden of regret. We've all navigated life's winding roads, made choices, taken chances, and inevitably stumbled along the way. There are decisions we wish we could rewrite, paths we wish we hadn't taken. Maybe you regret a particular career decision, a relationship that ended in heartbreak, or opportunities you now feel you tragically missed. But here's the crucial truth: dwelling on regrets, replaying the past in an endless loop, doesn't magically change a single thing. It doesn't rewrite history. It only steals precious joy from the present moment, casting a long shadow over everything good in your life right now. Let me share a story about my dear friend, Jack. Jack is a vibrant 75-year-old, but for a significant portion of his life, he was haunted by a business venture that failed when he was in his 40s. He'd often lament, his voice tinged with sadness: "If only I had done things differently, if only I'd made smarter choices, I could have retired wealthy, secure, without a worry in the world." This single regret, this "if only," became a dark, persistent cloud over his retirement years, obscuring the sunshine of each day. Then, one day, Jack had a revelation. He decided, with a surge of determination, to consciously shift his perspective. He began to focus not on what he had lost, but on what he had actually gained from that challenging experience. He realized he had developed resilience, a steely strength forged in the fires of adversity. He had gained invaluable financial wisdom, learning lessons that no textbook could ever teach. And, perhaps most importantly, he had gained the unexpected opportunity to spend more quality time with his family in the years that followed, forging bonds that would last a lifetime. By intentionally letting go of his debilitating regret, Jack discovered a new, profound appreciation for the life he had built, the love he had nurtured, and the invaluable lessons he had learned along the way. The cloud lifted and the sunshine poured in. So, how can you, my friend, begin to let go of the burden of regret? The first step is acknowledging your feelings. Don't try to suppress them or pretend. They don't exist. Allow yourself to feel the sadness, the disappointment, or the anger, but then, consciously and deliberately, choose to forgive yourself. Recognize that you made the best decisions you could with the knowledge and resources you had at the time. Remember, every single experience, both the good and the seemingly bad, has shaped you, molded you, and contributed to the beautiful, complex, and unique person you are today. Take a few moments each day, perhaps during your morning coffee or evening tea, to think about what you've gained from your life's journey, the strengths you've developed, the wisdom you've acquired, the love you've shared rather than fixating on what you perceive you've lost. Consider starting a gratitude journal. It's a simple yet incredibly powerful practice. Each evening, before you drift off to sleep, jot down just 3 things, big or small, that you're genuinely thankful for. It could be anything from a sunny day to a kind word from a stranger to the love of your family. This simple practice can profoundly shift your focus from regret and negativity to appreciation and positivity, bringing more peace, contentment, and joy into your life. Now, let's move on to another area that might be subtly holding you back from experiencing true peace: the often unconscious need for control. As we gracefully age, it's a natural human response to feel like we're gradually losing control over certain aspects of our lives. This might manifest as concerns about our health, worries about maintaining our independence, or anxieties about the ever-changing world around us. But clinging tightly to the need to control everything, to micromanage every detail, can lead to unnecessary stress, profound dissatisfaction, and a constant state of unease. Let me introduce you to my neighbor, Mary. Mary is a remarkable 78-year-old woman with a sharp mind and a kind heart. She used to be an incredibly successful event planner, orchestrating large-scale events with meticulous precision. After retiring, however, she struggled with the transition to a quieter, less structured life. She found herself constantly trying to organize and control every little detail of her day, from the precise timing of her meals to the arrangement of items in her home. This relentless pursuit of control left her feeling utterly exhausted, perpetually frustrated, and strangely unfulfilled. One day, during a heartfelt conversation over tea, she confided in me about her struggles. I listened intently and then gently suggested that she consider experimenting with embracing the inherent unpredictability of life, rather than constantly fighting against it. I shared with her the concept we discussed in our previous video, the power of reversing your thinking. So, Mary, with a spirit of courageous experimentation, decided to try letting go. She started each day with a simple yet powerful affirmation. Today, I will welcome whatever comes my way with an open heart and a peaceful mind. She also decided to join a local painting class, something she had always been curious about but never felt she had the time for. In the class, she discovered the profound beauty of imperfections, learning to embrace the spontaneous flow of the brush rather than trying to rigidly control every single stroke. Over time, Mary made a wonderful discovery. Relinquishing her obsessive need for control brought her more genuine joy, more profound peace, and a deeper sense of contentment than she had ever expected. She found herself delighting in the spontaneity of life, appreciating the small, unexpected moments of beauty that came her way each day. She learned to trust the flow of life, knowing that even in the midst of uncertainty, there was a deeper order at play. If you find yourself clinging to control, feeling anxious when things don't go according to plan, try this simple yet transformative exercise. Each morning, choose just one aspect of your day where you will consciously and intentionally let go. It could be as simple as deciding not to meticulously plan your meals in advance, allowing yourself to be guided by your cravings and what's fresh at the market. Or it could involve allowing yourself to take an unplanned walk in nature, following your intuition rather than a rigid route. As you gently release your grip on control, you'll likely find that life becomes more enjoyable, less stressful, and filled with delightful surprises. You'll begin to trust your own resilience and adaptability, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. Now that we've thoughtfully discussed the importance of letting go of regret and the need for control, let's pause for a moment to reflect on how these profound insights can truly transform your life, shaping your experience of these golden years. Imagine waking up each day with a lighter heart, free from the heavy weight of past mistakes and open to embracing the simple joys of the present moment. Picture yourself navigating life's challenges with a sense of calm assurance, knowing that you don't have to control every single detail to be happy and fulfilled. That, my friend, is the kind of lasting peace and authentic happiness that awaits you when you consciously choose to let go of these unnecessary burdens. It's about creating space in your heart and mind for more love, more joy, and more meaningful connections. As we continue on this empowering journey together, we'll explore 3 more transformative things you can release to find even greater fulfillment, deeper joy, and lasting peace in your golden years. Each one builds upon the previous, creating a powerful foundation for a life lived with intention, gratitude, and grace. But for now, I wholeheartedly encourage you to begin with these first 2 steps. Practice genuine self-forgiveness for your past regrets and embrace the liberating beauty of letting go of the need to control everything. You might be genuinely surprised, even delighted, at how much lighter, freer, and happier you feel. What are your thoughts on this? Have you ever found yourself weighed down by the heavy burden of regret or the relentless need for control? What impact has this had on your happiness and well-being? I would absolutely love to hear your stories, your insights, and any practical strategies that have helped you successfully let go of these burdens in your own life. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. Let's create a supportive, uplifting community where we can all learn from each other as we navigate this beautiful and transformative phase of life together. Hey there, my friend. I hope you're feeling inspired and empowered after our discussion on letting go of regret and the need for control. Implementing those first 2 steps can truly bring about a remarkable transformation in your life, paving the way for greater peace and happiness. But our journey of self-discovery and liberation doesn't end there. Today, let's delve into 2 more crucial aspects you can release to unlock even greater joy, deeper fulfillment, and lasting contentment in your golden years. Let's start with something that many of us grapple with, particularly as we gracefully advance in years, the often unacknowledged fear of change. You know, change is an undeniable constant in life. It's the one thing we can always count on. Yet, for some reason, the prospect of change can feel particularly daunting, even overwhelming, as we age. We might find ourselves worrying about losing our hard-won independence, experiencing declines in our health, or simply being left behind by the rapidly evolving world around us. We might cling to the familiar routines that have brought us comfort and stability for so long, fearing the unknown that lies beyond. But here's a liberating little secret. Embracing change, rather than resisting it, can actually open up a whole new world of exciting possibilities. Enriching adventures and unexpected joys. It can lead to personal growth, new connections, and a renewed sense of purpose. Let me share with you the inspiring story of my friend, Susan. Susan turned 73 last year and found herself facing a series of significant and potentially destabilizing changes all at once. Her beloved husband had sadly passed away after a long illness, and she was in the process of moving from the cherished family home they had shared for decades into a smaller, more manageable apartment closer to her children. It was undeniably a lot to handle simultaneously, and Susan found herself understandably overwhelmed by feelings of fear, grief, and profound uncertainty. She confided in me one day, her voice filled with emotion. "I feel like my entire life is being turned upside down, Janet. Everything I've known and loved is changing, and I honestly don't know if I have the strength to handle all this upheaval." I listened to Susan with empathy and compassion, acknowledging the depth of her pain and acknowledging the magnitude of the challenges she was facing. Then, I gently shared with her the powerful concept of reverse thinking that we've explored in previous videos. I encouraged her to deliberately flip her perspective, to challenge her initial assumptions, and to ask herself, what would realistically happen if I stubbornly resisted this inevitable change with every ounce of energy I possessed? Susan took some time to reflect on this question, and she soon realized that clinging desperately to the past, staying stuck in a place of grief and resistance, would only lead to more profound pain, increased isolation, and missed opportunities for healing and growth. So, with a surge of newfound determination, she decided to bravely try embracing the change instead, to approach this new chapter of her life with an open mind and a courageous heart. Susan started by consciously focusing on the positive aspects of her new apartment, the stunning view from her balcony, the vibrant community activities offered in the building, and the wonderful opportunity to simplify her life, to declutter her possessions and focus on what truly mattered. She joined a book club at the local library and made several new friends, something she had always wanted to do, but never felt she had the time for when she was caring for her husband and managing a larger home. Slowly but surely, Susan began to see that change wasn't something to be feared and resisted, but rather a natural part of life, an opportunity to learn, to grow, to evolve, and to discover new and unexpected parts of herself. She found strength she never knew she possessed, and she rediscovered her zest for life. If you find yourself struggling with the fear of change, feeling anxious about the uncertainties of the future, here's a simple yet effective exercise you can try. Take a few moments each day to intentionally identify one small change you can make in your life, something that pushes you slightly outside your comfort zone. It could be as simple as trying a new recipe you've never cooked before, reaching out to an old friend you haven't spoken to in years, exploring a new park or museum in your city, or taking a class in a subject that has always intrigued you. As you gradually embrace these small changes, you'll build the confidence, the resilience, and the adaptability to face bigger transitions with grace, optimism, and a sense of adventure. Now that we've thoughtfully covered the vital importance of embracing change, let's turn our attention to another subtle but pervasive force that might be hindering your experience of peace and happiness: the often unconscious burden of comparison. You know, in today's interconnected world, it's incredibly easy to constantly look at others, to scroll through social media feeds, and to fall into the trap of feeling like we somehow don't measure up. Maybe you see your friends traveling the world, embarking on exotic adventures, while you're primarily staying close to home, content with the simple pleasures of your daily life. Or perhaps you compare your current health status to someone who seems to have boundless energy and vitality, wishing you could recapture your younger years. But here's a powerful and liberating truth: comparison, as the saying goes, is the thief of joy. It robs you of your ability to appreciate the unique beauty of your own journey, and it's time to consciously and deliberately let it go. Let me share a story about my kind neighbor, Tom. Tom is a spirited 77-year-old who has always been an incredibly active and athletic guy. He loved to play golf several times a week, take long, brisk walks with his beloved dog, and participate in various outdoor activities. But as he gracefully aged, he started to fall into the trap of comparing himself to his younger friends who could still effortlessly play 18 holes of golf without tiring, who could run faster and jump higher, and who seemed to have an endless supply of energy. This constant comparison made him feel like he was somehow falling behind, losing his edge, and failing to live up to his own expectations. He began to lose his joy in the very activities he once cherished, and he found himself feeling increasingly discouraged and dissatisfied. One day, over a much-needed cup of coffee, Tom bravely shared his struggles with me. I listened with understanding and then gently suggested that he try a reverse thinking exercise, similar to what we discussed earlier. Instead of habitually comparing himself to others, I asked him to thoughtfully consider what would happen if he constantly compared himself to someone who was in significantly worse health than he was, someone who was struggling with chronic pain or limited mobility. Tom realized that this approach would only lead to feelings of guilt, pity, and a distorted sense of perspective, none of which would bring him any closer to genuine happiness or lasting peace. So, Tom decided to make a conscious and deliberate shift in his mindset. He resolved to focus solely on his own unique journey, to celebrate his personal progress, and to appreciate the abilities he still possessed, regardless of how they compared to others. He started to consciously celebrate the small victories, like being able to play 9 holes of golf without experiencing undue fatigue, or walking a little farther each day with his loyal canine companion. He also made an effort to reach out to others in his community who were facing similar challenges with aging, and he found a profound sense of connection, empathy, and mutual support. By shifting his focus inward and embracing his own unique path, Tom rediscovered his joy, his vitality, and his appreciation for the simple gifts of life. If you find yourself caught in the insidious trap of comparison, feeling inadequate or envious of others, try this simple yet powerful practice. Each morning, before you begin your day, Take a quiet moment to reflect on your own unique journey, your personal strengths, and the progress you've made in your life, both big and small. Celebrate your accomplishments, acknowledge your talents, and appreciate the beauty of your individual path, no matter how it may seem to compare to the paths of others. Remember, your journey is yours alone, and it is filled with unique beauty, purpose, and infinite potential. As we continue on this shared journey toward peace and happiness after 70, remember that embracing change and intentionally letting go of the burden of comparison can unlock a world of incredible possibilities, opening doors to experiences you never imagined. Imagine waking up each day with a renewed sense of excitement, curiosity, and anticipation about what the future holds, rather than feeling overwhelmed by fear or anxiety. Picture yourself surrounded by a supportive and uplifting community of friends and loved ones who celebrate your uniqueness, appreciate your talents, and cheer you on every step of the way. Hey there, my friend. I hope you've been finding value in our journey toward peace and happiness after 70. We've talked about letting go of regrets, the need for control, the fear of change, and the burden of comparison. Today, I want to dive into the final and perhaps most transformative step on this path, letting go of expectations. You know, expectations can be a heavy burden to carry. They often stem from societal pressures or from the dreams we had for ourselves when we were younger. But as we age, life unfolds in ways we might not have anticipated, and holding on to those expectations can keep us from embracing the present fully. Let me tell you about my friend, Evelyn. At 76, Evelyn found herself struggling with the fact that her life didn't quite match the picture she had imagined. She had always expected to travel the world with her husband after retirement, but health issues changed those plans. Instead of enjoying the life they had together, she was caught in a cycle of disappointment and frustration. One day, over a cup of tea, Evelyn shared her struggles with me. I suggested she try reverse thinking, which we've discussed before. Instead of asking, "How can I fulfill my expectations?" she considered, "What would happen if I clung to these expectations even tighter?" She realized it would only lead to more disappointment and missed opportunities for joy in the present. So, Evelyn decided to let go of her expectations. She started focusing on the beauty of the moments she shared with her husband, even if they were spent at home rather than abroad. They began exploring new hobbies they could enjoy together, like painting and gardening. Slowly, Evelyn found that letting go of expectations allowed her to appreciate the life she had in new and meaningful ways. If you find yourself weighed down by expectations, here's a simple exercise you can try. Take some time each day to reflect on the expectations you're holding on to. Ask yourself, what would happen if I let go of these expectations? Then, focus on the positive aspects of your life as it is now. Celebrate the small joys and the unique path you're on. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered. We started by discussing the importance of letting go of regrets. Just like my friend Jack, who shifted his focus from what he lost to what he gained, you too can find peace by forgiving yourself and practicing gratitude. Next, we talked about releasing the need for control. Mary's journey showed us that embracing the unpredictability of life can bring unexpected joy and peace. By choosing to let go of control in small ways each day, you can find a lightness that enhances your life. We then explored the fear of change and how it can hold us back. Susan's story reminded us that embracing change opens up new possibilities and adventures. By making small changes each day, you can build the confidence to face life's transitions with grace and optimism. We also discussed the burden of comparison and how it steals our joy. Tom learned to focus on his own journey and celebrate his small victories, which led him to a deeper sense of fulfillment. By reflecting on your unique path and strengths, you can break free from the trap of comparison. And finally, we've talked about letting go of expectations. Just like Evelyn, you can find happiness by appreciating the life you have now, rather than clinging to how you thought it should be. Remember, my friend, small changes can make a big difference in your health and happiness. Letting go of these 5 things, regret, control, fear of change, comparison, and expectations, can truly transform your life. It's about gaining freedom, lightness, and a renewed sense of purpose. I'd love to hear your stories and any strategies that have helped you find peace and happiness in your golden years. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's continue to support each other as we navigate this beautiful journey together. What resonated with you most from today's discussion? What steps will you take this week to let go of something that's holding you back? Your vulnerability and insights can be a tremendous gift to our community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content on living your best life at any age. Sharing this video with a friend or loved one who might benefit from it would also be greatly appreciated. Together, we can create a community of support and inspiration, empowering each other to thrive in every stage of life. Here's to living your best life at any age. Embrace each moment, find joy in the unexpected, and remember that the most beautiful chapter of your life might just be the one you're writing right now. Until next time, take care, be kind to yourself, and keep shining brightly.